so it's the new year, and I figured I'd add another update about my progress with returning to school as a 41-year-old man. So I got my grades like 2 days ago, and I got a B+ in that class that I said I was taking, which I'm not super happy about, but it's the grade I deserved. I probably could have done a little bit better. I could have tried a little bit harder. There was like 1 or 2 homeworks that I missed and just did little bits of it instead of the entire thing. But overall, even though it wasn't the grade that I was aiming for, I still think that I should be fair with myself and know that I haven't been in school in a long time, and that I still did really well. Like I mentioned earlier, I try to look for teachers that have a very high approval rating, but also very high in difficulty. So that means that the teacher is probably going to, be doing a very good job at teaching whatever the subject matter is. If it's a high approval rate and a high difficulty rate, that's usually a very good sign that you're going to have a very good teacher. So now for the next steps, I start class again on the 15th of January. I'm going to be taking Calculus 1. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a teacher with a high approval rating and high level of difficulty. This one has a high approval rating, but the difficulty level on Rate My Professor is a 2, maybe a 3. I forgot what it was. I looked it up like a week or 2 ago, and I already forgot. But I do have a plan going forward, which is to try to get better at just remembering some of the key formulas and properties of the different things that you have to learn in calculus. I started doing that with the Precalculus towards the end. I was using Anki, the flashcard system, which I think is a great system to try to memorize things that you need to internalize to really lay a good foundation down for everything else that you have to learn. For instance, like rules and properties of exponents and logarithms and all that stuff. Those are things that at the end of the day, you really do have to know them. And I think I've mentioned this in the previous video, and I think that's one of the things that I've always kind of struggled with, was because you don't see topics for a long time after you initially use them. You kind of forget the stuff that you needed for those different sections, and then something rolls around like a final or a different class in a whole other semester, and you haven't been using some sort of spaced repetition system to remember these things, then it gets a little bit more difficult to recall the information that you need. So this semester coming up, hopefully with the practice that I've been doing and just going over the pre-calculus that I took this previous semester in the fall, I should have a pretty solid foundation. And this guy with the ease of difficulty, I'm aiming for an A+, preferably, but we'll see. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I wouldn't consider myself dumb, but I'm definitely not like a high IQ individual or whatever. I'm just an average person that wants to put in the work and try hard and, do really, really well academically. Even though, this is something that I'm old, like I don't really need to do this, but I think the moment that you stop wanting to do something for yourself because you put a age on it or a limit to yourself, then that's when you really stop living your life in a way that you think is positive and that you think that you're moving forward and growing. And that's when you really start to age and to get old and to say, you know what, well, I'm too old to do this, I'm too old to do that. I say, you know what, you're never too old to do anything. There's my mother became a school teacher in her 40s. She didn't even graduate from university until she was in her 40s. So, it's one of those things. Some people just start a lot later in life for certain things. I don't really need this as a goal for, again, financially or academically. I have a pretty good job right now. I'm a software engineer, and I'm pretty good at my job. Again, not the best person doing what I do, but I would consider myself, one of the top performers within my organization when it comes to me doing my job relative to my other coworkers. So yeah, I think we need to continue to expand our horizons and to try out new things. My goal eventually is to join the master's program at Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken. It's a small school, but it's a very reputable school here in New Jersey, right across the river from Manhattan. And we'll see what happens. I think I would like to try at some point to see if finance is right for me as well, but I might just end up staying as a software engineer, doing what I do, just with a whole new different skill set, which might also help improve my crossing guard, might also help improve my my skills in my current job and everything else that I do related to software and software engineering. So I think it's a net plus to be able to just take on new challenges, and this is going to be very math heavy and very software heavy. We're going to be using a lot of Python, a lot of C++, and this is still a lot further in the future. This is going to be probably at the beginning of next year is when I'll apply to the program, just because, like I said, I need to get caught up with all these foundational math topics, and I have a long way to go, and I'm gonna have to do some self-studying too. I actually started a self-study course now on combinatorics. It's a high school course, it's not a college course, even though it's got a weird name where you think, oh my god, it's got to be something math advanced, but it's really just counting. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to continuing to share this journey with you. Don't let a low letter grade or something that you weren't expecting get you down. It's part of the process. That's what happened to me right now, and I was like, I wish I could have done better, but I know what I could have done, and a lot of that was in my control, and I could have gotten a better grade. And just, you got to keep that in mind, keep that in focus, and just do better next time. Take it as a learning opportunity to really do what you need to do to get the grades and to learn the stuff that you want to learn. So that's all I got for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.